Will come to order. The chair recognizes himself for an opening statement. Again, good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to hold this subcommittee hearing today to discuss an important topic that has been the subject of much debate in recent years: name, image, and likeness, or NIL, in college sports. This debate about whether student athletes should get NIL compensation has already been settled by the courts, leaving Congress to figure out how to navigate this new landscape. In the meantime, many have already taken advantage of these new opportunities. During college basketball's busiest time of the year, athletes have seized the moment on the court and rode their success all the way to the bank. Since the start of March Madness, more than 40 deals have been signed with men's and women's basketball players. Ahead of the Final Four matchups this weekend, one thing is clear: more college athletes will ink additional NIL deals. The main question before us today is how Congress should regulate this new economic frontier to ensure that NIL deals are transparent and fair, and that they do not compromise the integrity of college sports. We must avert the potential pitfalls that could come with NIL compensation rights, such as becoming recruiting inducements or pay-for-play schemes. We also must consider how NIL regulation would affect capital distribution in the college sports ecosystem, particularly the effects this will have on smaller college athletic programs. I want to emphasize that. Just last week, we heard the unfortunate news that St. Francis College in New York made the decision to eliminate its entire athletics program, citing residual financial implications from COVID-19 pandemic and operating expenses. I worry that the financial stress of more mandates will only compound such constraints on resources. If that's not enough, we are already seeing charitable dollars being siphoned away from the athletic departments and conferences into third-party NIL collectives. Combine that with a requirement for schools to classify their athletes as employees. I know that there's a pending proposal in the state of New York. We will certainly see more heartbreaking decisions made, particularly for sports that don't generate revenue. And we've got to preserve those sports, ladies and gentlemen. And I worry about the implications of what this would do to Olympic sports as well. It is vital that we center today's discussion on the foundational principle that creating and maintaining an equal playing field for all college athletes is paramount. If you're advocating for student athletes, which all of us are here today, your priority should be that they remain student athletes. I'm glad to see a diverse set of perspectives on our witness panel today, each sharing a unique view of the college NIL landscape. Thank you all for making the time to travel before us today, again, being here, and share your insights into this topic with us. I'm particularly proud to see my home state will be represented on today's panel. I wonder how that happened. Thank you, Kelly. I want to thank Kaylee for making the time to come share your story with us amidst the demands of being in season. I wish you luck at your games, of course, this weekend. And it always warms my heart to see my alma mater represented. Thank you, Trey, Mr. Trey Burton, for being here. And I think everyone knows by now that I bleed orange and blue. So go Gators. As my colleagues can see by the geographic makeup of this panel, NIL affects athletes and institutions in all states. It is critical that we establish a federal preemptive standard for NIL to bring clarity and consistency to this rapidly evolving space. The lack of uniformity across different states and institutions has created confusion and uncertainty, and a federal standard is needed so all athletes are playing by the same rules. In short, we must strike a delicate balance between the rights of college athletes to profit from their own NIL while keeping the amateur status for all college athletes. With that, with thoughtful and balanced legislation, we can create a system that is fair, transparent, and sustainable for all. Today's hearing is one step in that process. We can get this done if we work together, folks. Thank you all for your attention, and I look forward to a productive discussion on this very important topic. Okay, and now I'll recognize the gentlelady from Illinois, Ms. Schakowsky, for 5 minutes for her opening statement. She's our ranking member, and we've worked so well together in the past. So I yield to, I give you 5 minutes, Representative Schakowsky, please.
Thank you so much.